When you were designing the Polaris Office 365 backup application, what were your goals when you were designing it?
Again, the goals of the backup product, it really comes from the goals of why people use Office 365 at all. The whole reason organizations have moved to Office 365 is simplicity. So essentially the product that we have built kind of mirrors the simplicity of Office 365. You log into your SaaS portal, which is Polaris. Once you log in, you give us access to your Office 365 subscription, give us access to a storage location, Azure. Again, we want customers to own their own storage, so we require access into the storage location. You create a policy. The policy could be, you're interested in retaining data for, let's say, a year, and that's it.
Yeah. Sounds really super simple. How does the architecture look?
If your application is SaaS, your backup process should also be SaaS. It should be just as simple. So that is the number one goal that we went for. The second thing was we wanted to make sure we could make use of the native capabilities of the platform. So for example, let's say you go into Office 365 deployment, which has 100,000 users. Well, there are customers who have 100,000 users. In the traditional model, if you were faced with that problem, you would essentially need to sell an infrastructure that could scale to that point.
Or build it. Get out there with a screwdriver.
Absolutely. And this managing the scale is enormously difficult. Our approach was that, okay, so we are on a cloud platform that has the scale out, it has this elasticity. So we have a heavily containerized, it's a Kubernetes deployment. So as you need more resources to protect an environment that's super big, you can very easily, through auto-scaling, provision all the resources that you need.
So now that we've got the data, what capabilities do we have there?
Yeah, so again, like we like to say this within Rubrik, that nobody has a backup problem. It's all about recovery. How easily can you make the data that you have backed up accessible? So we have built a predictive search-based interface that lets you identify any piece of content, whether it's kind of like any individual mail, or whether it's a folder, whether it's the entire mailbox. And then with one click, you get an opportunity to restore the data back. And that kind of gives you a very powerful paradigm by which you can kind of very quickly get access to all this data.
So do you need to be an Exchange admin or somebody very technical to be able to do this?
Not really. That's the best part.
Data's moving up to the cloud. There's concerns with data sovereignty. There's concerns with exfiltration and theft of corporate data. How do we block against something like that from happening?
Okay, thanks a lot for asking this question. We have actually spent a lot of time thinking about this. So again, the big fear that people have that you have the data is in the cloud, you have managing it through a SaaS portal, which is inherently multi-tenant. How do you make sure you have security of the data? So we have taken a very unique bifurcated approach where at no point does this data move into the Polaris platforms. In fact, every piece of data movement, whether it's data, metadata, whether it's indexing, search, all of that capability stays within the customer's own environment. The only part which is managed outside is the control. So essentially, it's controlled through a SaaS portal. Hence, you get the simplicity, elegance of a SaaS product, but you get the same security of your own private network. What is the secret sauce? What is truly differentiated about Rubrik's solution against anything else in the market? I would say it's this bifurcation where control is centralized, but the data remains fully secure. This is probably the most unique aspect of the way in which we are doing this.
It basically scales out as you need it, scales back to save money, eliminates the problems and the challenges of searching for bottlenecks or doing tuning. All the while, it gets employees back to work and makes them more effective.
I'm very super excited about bringing this to our customers. I think this can be truly game changer for the industry.
I'm a big fan of this architecture and this product. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Robert.